According to an article a couple of years ago, women visit the local cinema a large number of times after the men these days, especially in the younger age groups between 15 and 24. That figure should not really surprise you, as women are so well represented in different roles now. They are made to be tough and strong world leaders, and also made to have smart minds in the characters they are playing. The movies themselves are also becoming more emotional than they used to be before, all to the lacking of young women around the society, which is surely a factor in this development. Now, some of them may lack this development and some of them may not like it, but today I will take a closer look at new movies and shows this year where this actually happens. We start off with one of the recent movies, the new Superman movie, that some people might call woke because, let's face it, Superman looks weaker than ever before. Nonetheless, in this version of Superman, you see a movie battered in emotion from James Gunn, solely intended to bring even more women into the cinema, which is also prevalent in the romance arc during the movie, which basically takes up half an hour of the movie, where Superman is really involved in any fighting during the whole movie. Secondly, you see these badass female characters such as Hawkgirl or the Engineer that surely gives women strong role models when they watch the movie. In addition, Superman struggles very much in a lot of the fights, and at least in earlier movies, he did a lot more stuff on his own. But anyways, it's a movie where women surely laugh, cry, and enjoy it because of all the emotion and romance. In the next example, this time around from a movie called Fountain of Youth, which very much seems like a move where Guy Ritchie had to cast certain actors, and it led to mixed results. But anyways, the sole inspiration for women in this one, as well as you see Natalie Portman as Charlotte Purdue. Now she is a single mom, but she used to be the best explorer in the world, and of course John Krasinski has to be the dumb guy, and she has to figure out everything in addition to her super smart son, but of course she takes the credit for it. The villain in this one is also played by Isa Gonzalez, where she looks highly OP in the fights. Now, she may not be the worst actress and surely does an impact in the movie, so there's surely representation there for strong Latina women that feel underrepresented in the movies. So that way it might be a good thing. This, of course, in addition to how smart Natalie Portman is made to look, also reels people in to watch this movie among young women, which is now out on Apple TV+. Third example comes from the movie called Black Bag, where Michael Fassbender arranges a dinner to find out the mole in the organization. But it turns out that Kate Blanchett was the mole the whole time, and instead of in the earlier days where Fassbender might have been the one doing the mission, this strong female lead does it all the way. And Fassbender makes sure everything is alright, breaking every protocol in the process. Surely it is an inspiration that women also can be cool secret agents and go on missions. That's naturally one of the reasons why this movie has a quite decent rating when it comes to new spy movies. A fourth example comes in the form of the movie called Mickey 17, where we have Naomi Ackie playing as a black astronaut that is the best astronaut in the world. At least she's portrayed to be that in the movie. And she is also the one who snaps at the end against a strange character called Kenneth Marshall, played by Mark Ruffalo. Surely this is an inspiration for black young women and other women alike that really drives them to the cinema, because now they really have a huge idol to look up to. Of course, this is all a strange movie and everything, and there are surely some sci-fi fans out there, but it is no doubt the biggest reason why this movie is popular among young women comes in the form of this character, Nasa, played by Naomi Ackie, which is made to be this perfect, smart, and beautiful woman that can achieve everything. Another movie on my mind today where I feel it is tailor-made for women is in a movie called The Aperture. Now I watched both versions, also the one from 1981, which I like better, but I can't understand why my female counterparts might think of this as a better version because of the emotions, how the main character, played by Rami Malek, plays, and he does the emotional character very well. We see a movie that hardens itself around flashbacks and how much he loved his wife. In addition, there's also this female character that helps the main character that have taken over her deceased husband's identity online and keeping the spy stuff alive. In the creation of the emotional mood, this movie does a very fine job, if that's your cup of tea. Now, I want to throw in some examples from recent shows this year, and we start with a show that has its fourth season this year called Godfather of Holland. Now in this season, just like in the third one, Stella Gigante and Elizabeth, the daughter of Bumpy Johnson, takes more of a central stage. Sure, Bumpy is still involved, but that Vincent Gigante gives out the reins of the Mafia family to his daughter is a move that surely makes this inspiring to follow women. Although some might think that it is not that realistic, others might say it's modern. We need to see women as mafia bosses as well. The second development is with Elizabeth, where she basically becomes half a criminal, joining the Black Panther organization. And that's a tad bit more realistic, as it has been known that quite a few women actually were in this Black Power movement. Anyways, that's all inspiration for women to see Elizabeth as a strong, powerful woman, making her own choices. That same thing can be said about Stella Gigante, that is hardened by strained relations to her family during the show. My last example today comes from one of the newest shows on Apple TV Plus called Smoke, where you see this female character called Michelle Calderon that joins the arson investigation unit, and she is a character that has been in the Marines, where there's only 7% women, and surely that's an inspiration all around for black women, that they can feel that they can get into the Marines if they only try hard enough. She is a tough, smart, strong woman that gets credit for her first arrest. She hangs out with the boys, and she is generally portrayed to be a likable character, although things in her personal life are not always that smooth. Anyways, there's hard representation for black women in this role, and surely another strong reason for them to watch the show.